Okay, so where are we?
Right now, we are in Washington, D.C., right in front of Union Station. I got here yesterday morning.
Where do you live? Where are you from?
I'm from Syracuse, New York. I was in the Marine Corps from 2002 to 2011, deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan as an 0352 tow gunner. Was a rifle pistol coach just down the road in Quantico for the last few years of my service. Was medically retired in 2011, moved upstate New York with my wife and kids, and been there ever since.
What made you want to join the Marines back in 2002?
So I signed up in 2001, right after 9/11 happened. A lot of people. Yeah.
How old were you then?
I was 17 when I signed the paperwork, so I was 18 when I left.
What was that experience like?
I probably wasn't old enough to make a decision like that, but, I mean, that's kind of the way that it works. It was, definitely transformative, kind of changed you into a whole different person, and then kind of have identity crisis every now and then.
So this might seem kind of self-evident. You said you joined right after 9/11, but what was it that made you want to join the military?
My dad was in the Marine Corps, so I had always kind of had an inkling of joining up and whatnot. I was actually going to go to college, and then 9/11 happened, and the hyper patriotism of everything, the emotions that surrounded the event, kind of pushed a lot of people to change course, and I was one of them.
All right, so back to what's going on now. So you heard about what was happening with the military occupation. What did you hear?
That the National Guard was going to be deployed within the city and used to support law enforcement operations around here.
And just before we get into all this, are you a supporter of President Trump?
No,
Have you? So I'm guessing you haven't been in 2016 or 2020, or
no, I've never supported Donald Trump.
how come?
I don't agree with his policies. I don't believe it. I don't. I think he's a horrible human being. I think he's a fascist.
Do you identify as a Democrat?
I identify as a progressive. The occupation of Washington D.C. of the nation's capital by the National Guard that just wasn't sitting well with a lot of us that have deployed overseas and seen what the military is trained for and knows that this isn't it.
So I'm kind of ignorant when it comes to the military. What is the National Guard? Where does that fit into the broader kind of context of America's military?
So the National Guard acts as each state's individual militia that the governor of each state is allowed to call up for the defense of the state or for emergency response, search and rescue type stuff, goodwill missions. Because of the unique situation surrounding DC, the president, as long as he declares an emergency, can activate the National Guard within the city for 30 days, and after that, he'll need congressional approval.
So is that what's happening now?
Right now, that's what he's done. Yeah, he said that there was this emergency on out of control crime in D.C.
How many of you guys are there, and what's the plan?
I think right now we have between 40 and 50 of us that are kind of rotating kind of shifts down here. The plan is to go around and educate the National Guard on what their rights are in terms of questioning orders that are coming towards them. They have the GI Rights Hotline, which is 1-877 447 4487. And they're allowed to call that number, talk to somebody about if a order that they've been given is lawful or not. If it's they feel within their heart of hearts that it is an unlawful order, then they are duty bound to ignore that order.
So have you interacted with any of the National Guard members since you got here yesterday morning?
Yeah, we've had civil interactions. We're not trying to demonize the guardsmen that are out here right now. We recognize as veterans that they've been given orders, and when you're in the military, you're falling from the top down when it comes to the orders, right? So by the time it gets to the lowest ranking guys, you're kind of expecting that if it was an unlawful order, somebody senior to you would have said, we're not going to do that. The problem is this order is coming from the top, right? So it's like who are they going to ask? So that's where they're kind of put in this rough situation of, are they going to take it upon themselves to be the guinea pig to question the order? Because if they do that, then they're going to get charged for disobeying a lawful order, and then during the court-martial proceedings would then have to prove that it was an unlawful order. So they're going to have to go through all of that. So it's, we want the National Guardsmen that are here right now to recognize that they're not the enemy, we're not the enemy, and the enemy are the people that are trying to trample over everybody's civil liberties.
So, so have you interacted directly with some of these National Guardsmen? Have they? What is that like? From a vet to an active duty. Do you think that they are sympathetic? Are they open, or are they like, stop? We don't want to hear it. Sit down. Is it what's that relationship like?
It's not adversarial at all. You could definitely see in some of them that they're listening and really taking in what you're saying, kind of open to the idea. I think a lot of them have probably been told not to engage with anybody trying to instigate, so they stay silent most of the time. But nobody's no community is a monolith, so I'm sure that there are National Guardsmen that are here that are excited to be doing what they're doing, and there are some that aren't, and so we just treat them all as all is the same, and we give them all the same information, and hopefully they do the right thing with it.
Is the idea to have somebody on the premises at all times? And are there people sleeping in these tents or?
No, we don't have anybody sleeping here. So we have everybody that's here. Whenever we're here, we stay awake and are ready to move out if we need to support somebody. If there's raids happening or whatnot, we kind of move out and help document and record everything so that people are aware of what's going on around here.
Has that happened? Have you heard of anything going on and then went out to see it and kind of been involved somewhere that isn't right here?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, yesterday, last night, we got word that there was some ICE checkpoints and whatnot set up around the city. So we went out with a group of us and recorded and documented so that people everywhere can see what's going on and not just get one side of the story.
So where does ICE fit into all this? You mentioned the MPD, the local police, the National Guard, and then there's ICE. I'm just trying to wrap my head around like all the players in the agencies and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you and me both. Where ICE fits into this is just another extension of the intimidation arm of this current administration. I mean, that's really what it is. It's ICE, the FBI, the DEA, every, NCIS if they're out here, freaking postal inspectors. Like, it's a show of force to kind of bolster the ego of a demented madman that currently sits in the White House.
All right. Well, this has been really helpful. I really appreciate it. Is there anything else that I haven't asked about that you would like to share? My small to non-existent YouTube following.
Well, first of all, keep going. All right, don't let that stop you. But I would just reiterate that if you are a National Guardsman and you're questioning the things that you're being asked to do, 1-877-447-4487 is the GI Rights Hotline. You can call that, ask your questions, get some answers, and then make a decision.
During your time in the military, did you ever feel that you were given an unlawful order, or do you have any? Was there any experience that you felt was questionable?
Hindsight's always 2020, So I mean, I could look back now and say that there were probably some orders that were given that I probably should have questioned, but at the time, you're just a 19, 20-year-old kid who's told to go run up a hill, and you go run up a hill.
So it sounds like overall you're fairly sympathetic to the National Guardsmen themselves, the National Guardsmen themselves.
Yeah, I've been in their boots. I know what I deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan. I'm hoping, and I think a lot of us are hoping to be able to bring our experience of living in the hindsight of 2020, right, in the 2020 hindsight, to be able to bring that experience to them so that they don't have to, years down the line start questioning, man, should I have questioned that? They can do the right thing now.
So is this the home base? Like, if any veterans see this or anything, this is Union Station in Washington D.C. this is where to come.
Yeah, this is where to come. You can come and join up here. Join us down here. You know, if you can stay for an hour, stay for an hour, a day, a week, a month, whatever. The goal is to have enough people here that we have a constant presence of veterans day and night for as long as it takes.
Do you have any comments about the executive order yesterday on flag burning?
Yeah, it's unconstitutional. The President of the United States cannot sign an executive order that overrides the Constitution. So it's nothing. It's nothing. Burning the American flag is a First Amendment protected right to free speech. It was upheld by the Supreme Court numerous times. Uh, you can not like it all you want, but if somebody wants to do it, as long as they ain't stealing it from anybody else, they can do whatever they want with that flag.
What does burning the flag mean to you? Not that you've done it, but what does it mean? What does it represent?
Freedom of speech. Literally pure protest against a government that you have discourse with. You disagree with what's happening, and the way you want to do it is by burning the symbol of the country to show your anger or your distress about it. Then that is 100% your right. And I, put on this uniform and rose my hand to protect your right to do it.
Um, Thank you very much. I really, really appreciate it. Oh, can we get your name? That doesn't have to be on the
Oh,
camera.
sure. Yeah, no, that's totally fine. My name is Matt Gordon, uh, Mattgordon. Spell that out for you.
Is there anything on like social media? You mentioned that you're on Twitter or something. Any handles that you'd want people to follow you?
Yeah, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Blue Sky, Substack, and YouTube. It's all USMC Angry Veteran.
All right. No underscores or anything.
Nope,
Just all one
one
word.
word.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. So we do have a website also if you want to help contribute to the veterans that are out here. We're all coming out here on our own dime. RememberYourOath.org is a way that you can sign up or contribute to what we're doing.